Birdsong flies unfettered over blue sky and green fields. Once you feel Tao run, give way, give way. What is it like to feel Tao? It is an effortless flowing, a sweeping momentum. It is like birdsong soaring and gliding over a vast landscape. You can feel this in your life. Events will take on a perfect momentum, a glorious cadence. You can feel it in your body. The energy will rise up in you in a thrilling crescendo, setting your very nerves aglow. You can feel it in your spirit. You will enter a state of such perfect grace that you will resound over the landscape of reality like ephemeral bird song. When Tao comes to you in this way, ride it for all that you are worth. Don't interfere. Don't stop. That brings failure, alienation, and regret. Don't try to direct it. Let it flow and follow it. When the Tao is with you, put aside all other concerns. As long as the song lasts, follow. Just follow. Good morning, everybody. That is a reading from 365 Tao, specifically page 64, because this is the 64th day of the year, and this is also episode number 112 of the show. Welcome to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. This show gives us insight and tools to build the lives and homesteads of our dreams. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host, coming to you on this chilly morning of March 5th, 2021. In today's show, we are going to talk about milestones. That is the topic of today's show, but I wanted to share with you the reading of the day from 365 Tao. It's a book of daily meditations, and some of the milestones that we are going to talk about today are a result of, well, it's a result of work, but sometimes when we find work that we love, and more specifically create work that allows us to live the life that we love, it becomes effortless, and we experience things like that which we read this morning. Now, we're going to talk about milestones because yesterday the show reached, that's annoying. I don't know if you were hearing that clicking in the background, but that's my keys. We're going to talk about milestones because yesterday the show reached 1,500 downloads. And I would like to first and foremost thank you for helping make that happen together with me. Because if it wasn't for you guys listening and sharing it with the people that you do, the show wouldn't be where it is today, and we wouldn't have received the amount of downloads that we have. This last little stretch of the driveway, I'm gonna blast that heater and the windshield defroster, because like I said, it is a cold and chilly morning. Hopefully as the truck warms up a little bit and we get on the road, I can turn that down and we can continue connecting in the way that we are. Now, before I dive into some of the discussion about some of the milestones that we have reached here on the show, I want to share also with you some of the questions that I was asking myself this morning. For those of you who don't know, I wake up very early in the morning and I work. I work for several hours before I go to the day job, because in the mornings, that is the most optimal time when I am functioning at my highest capacity. And that's not to say that I'm dismissive of my day job. I'm very grateful for it, but I'm the most important person in my life, and I am going to give myself the best of myself. I've done that differently for many, many, many years of my life. And over the past few months, largely for the duration of this podcast, I am changing that. Consider thinking about yourself as the most important person in your life as well, if you're not doing that already, but I suspect many of you are. Back to the questions that I was asking myself. I would encourage you to ask yourself these questions as well, and I've outlined all of these questions for easy reference in the show notes also. So, what are these questions? Ask yourself, where are you at with your goals? And which of these statements best applies to you? I am looking for my first job. I am looking to advance my career. I have recently been laid off and am trying to figure out my next steps. I have had enough of my current career and I need a change. I am interested in starting a side business. I want to be an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur and I am looking to grow. I want to be a coach. I am a coach. The next question. What goals are you most excited about? And why? Next question. Which goal have you had the most trouble developing? Why? Next question. What tools have you used to help with your goal setting and your plan for change? And finally, I would like to invite you to tell us your story and how either myself or any one of us in the small community that is growing, share with us how we might be able to help you as you find or create the work that you love. Like I said, we've got a small but not only vibrant, but it's awesome community of people at t.me/allaroundgrowth. We largely use the Telegram Messenger because of it's a great app for file sharing, encrypted messaging, whatever and however you want to use it. There's a lot of options, but join us there. You can find our group under the groups called All Around Growth. That's the name of the show. That's the name of our group. And that is what we are all doing. Personal development, goal setting, all around growth. Join the community and let us know if and how we can help you as you go through your walk, because you don't need to walk alone. Now, as I was reflecting on the 1,500 downloads of the show and what that meant to me, I wanted to look back and share with you the top 5 episodes, the most popular episodes, and let you know what is most important to you, the listener. So outside of the very first episode, which is the most popular episode, the introduction episode, the most popular episode was episode number 59, titled Born Day Fasting. And that is a concept that was introduced to me by an individual on Twitter, and I may butcher the pronunciation of the handle, but that's all right. Everything is linked to in the show notes of that episode, which is linked to in the show notes of this episode. So if you want to follow up on what I'm talking about in the episode, check out the show notes. It's there for you to click, find, source, reference easily, and hopefully it's helpful. So Kensu the Reminder was the individual on Twitter that first introduced me to the idea of Born Day Fasting. And in a nutshell, it's fasting on the day that you were born with spiritual intention. And I've been doing that for a couple of months now, and it provides me with another excuse or opportunity to fast. And fasting is something that I have been doing largely on the equinox and solstice, a 72-hour fast. And I've been doing that for a couple of years, and the benefits of that have been fantastic. I believe I have even linked to episodes about fasting in the notes for episode 59. Now, the second most popular episode was episode number 32, titled How Long to Develop New Habits. And in that episode, I linked to several different articles with information from different sources about setting habits, setting goals, and how long it generally takes for the implementation of new habits to become integrated and part of our daily lives. And since then, I have subsequently introduced some new habits into my life regarding working out, bookkeeping, and those are pretty much the two habits that I have actively tried to engage in and change. And now the exercise that I do, the bookkeeping work that I do, it almost seems natural. They've become a part of my life. So if there's some habits that you are trying to implement in your life and some behavior patterns that you'd like to change, check out episode number 32. You may find some resources in that episode that may be of benefit to you. The third most popular episode was a show on empathy. And that was the third show that I ever did. And that was an audience feedback show. And if memory serves me correctly, it was my friend Melissa who suggested that I speak about empathy and what that means to me. Give me one sec here, guys. I am in a school zone, so I gotta cross the street and get it while the getting's good. Empathy is one of the few characteristics, in my humble opinion, that makes us human, that allows us to think, act, and behave beyond our primate brethren. I've done other episodes about the human social animal and shared my thoughts about what it means to be human, and also the impact that this life is having on our collective humanity. But that's another topic for another day. The third most popular episode was on empathy, and you can find that out in the show notes, episode number 3, empathy. The fourth most popular episode was the second episode, titled The History of the Podcast, and that just gives you, the listener, some background on the history, on the show itself, how it came to be, why it came to be, and how it, well, that's it, how it came to be and why it came to be. Sometimes, listeners of podcasts, I consume a lot of content myself. I'm always interested in the backstory of the person sharing the information that they are. So, accordingly, I decided to share my own. And the fifth episode, it's tied, episode number 104 on recovery, and it's tied for fifth place with episode number 61, where I talked about cold showers and Wim Hof. Now, recovery was recovering from a seizure. Cold showers are cold showers. There's a lot of benefit to that. Definitely check it out. Wim Hof is gaining a lot of popularity and attraction over the years, and you can get some more information on that or both of those episodes in the show notes. Now, I'm about to wrap up here and pull into the farm, and I began the show by saying that one of the objectives was to give back what was so freely given to me. All of us subscribe to so many podcasts, and these podcasts don't cost money to subscribe to. Yet, the people creating the content, they do so for whatever reason. There's value to them in creating the content, and there's value to us as consumers of the content. And I hope that this show and the topics that have been discussed and the way that they've been outlined here has been of value to you. It is my pleasure and my honor to share this time with you, and I'm very grateful to you for taking the time out of your day to share in this podcast with me. If you like the show and you want to support the show, all I'd like to do is simply ask you to share it with a friend and join the community over on Telegram. Participate in everything with us, and not only will you help grow the show, but you will also help grow each and every one of us that participates in the community there together. t.me/allaroundgrowth is the easiest way to find us on your internet browser. And if you have the Telegram Messenger app on your phone, you can find us there at All Around Growth. As always, there's links to all of the show notes, or there's links to all of the episodes, rather, in the show notes. And I would invite you to check out the show notes, scroll through, click around, let it take you to wherever it does so that you can listen to everything that's out there and connect with us should you so choose. If you have any questions or feedback for me, send them my way in the Telegram group or pop me an email at allaroundgrowth@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Audience feedback shows are some of my favorite episodes to produce because that is a direct indicator that I am interacting with you. And as you lift me up, I wish to lift you up. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.